horse obviously doesn't want any part of it. Trying to get that horse into the Caballero room is not the easiest thing. It requires patience. And incidentally, the fellow who's riding the horse is a Mexican technician. The stuntmen and a lot of the extras were men who actually, when they weren't running the lights or carpentering or something else, they were working in the picture too. Obviously, the union problem did not exist there. I guess you just have one. I don't really know the setup on the unions there. Just join one union, you get to do everything, huh? Now we get the horse back in. And actually, once it gets the idea, there's no problem after that. Director Mal gets a look at what he hopes will come into view. And the horse is about ready. Somebody cues the horse, and here he comes. Worked fine, only naturally we're going to have a retake, so you get the horse back in there. This time, though, the horse is very cooperative, no problem. But for today, that's about it. The horse problem was resolved, but not the skirt. Still, there's always tomorrow, and they'll try again. Jean Moreau leaves the set and heads for the dressing room, as does Bridget Bardot. Our cameraman has a decision to make which one to follow. He elects to follow Jean. Making a film like Viva Maria in a foreign country can be great fun for cast and crew, but it also has its problems, as we've said. Director Louis Malle not only had the job of seeing to it that the filming rolled along as planned, but had to be prepared for the unexpected. If you lose a heel on a high-heel boot like this, you better have a spare around fast, or it could cost thousands in time lost. In this case, most of the cast spoke French, but the crew was mixed between the two countries of Mexico and France. Bardot spoke French almost exclusively on the set, as does Jean Moreau, but both have an excellent command of the English language. However, nobody was speaking English, and our cameraman had very few people to talk to. In this scene, Bridget and Jean-Marie, Maria and Maria in the picture, sing a cantina-type song in French. As is in the case of most films of this nature, the voice track and background music for the number are pre-recorded, and during the actual filming, the stars do sing, but the sound of their voices is not put on the film at that time. They mouth to the music, which is being played back from the pre-recorded song. And they're still diddling around with that skirt. That thing was just amazing. But at this point in our behind-the-scenes coverage of the Viva Maria filming, the girls have gotten rid of the skirts and are getting ready to get on with the striptease portion of the picture. Eventually, they solved it. We don't have it on film, but take my word for it, they did get the skirt to come off the way it was supposed to. But these next scenes are without the skirt. They are wearing several petticoats, and with the proper urging by the customers, they're supposed to tactfully remove at least some of what they're wearing. Just how much they're going to dispose with is anybody's guess at this point, because most of this sequence is being built one shot at a time. Director Malle has been experimenting as to what actually will look best on cameras. And also, I'm sure most of you are aware of the fact that there could be two versions of the film, one to suit the tastes and whims of the censors in America, and perhaps another for the foreign markets. Incidentally, actor George Hamilton plays the male lead in Viva Maria, but was not in this sequence at the cantina when our Hollywood cameras were on hand. He had just completed filming a massive scene in nearby Chautla, Mexico, where a huge mansion was destroyed by fire. Another of the special effects created by Lee Zavitz. Getting back to the activity on stage, this is a funny, funny scene. This whip see the trumpet player there? He arouses the ire of the conductor, and he's supposed to be struck with a whip. However, he doesn't quite get the idea. He knows he's going to get hit, so before the conductor even picks up the whip, he starts putting his hand over his eyes like that, and he hasn't even hit. There he gets hit. So Mal wants to tell him how to do it right. That is, wait till you get hit, or wait till at the last split second as you see the whip coming. Don't race way before. So now he shows this Mexican actor how to do it. Big problem. Mal doesn't speak Spanish. Mexican doesn't speak French. Neither one understand the other, so they have Jean-Louis, the interpreter, the man nearest the camera, at the back here, you see. Mal tells him, and Louis tells the actor. So finally he gets the idea. Now, we're not being unkind, but he is no Peter Ustinov. He's not going to be up for any awards. He finally gets the scene, but this took a while. Bless his heart, he tried, by golly. And you can't blame him too much, can you? You know you're going to get that whip over the top of your head. That sort of brace a little myself. But they finally get the scene, and it's back to Miss Bardot. Incidentally, the smoke in the cabaret scene is something else. There were about 4 or 5 men with homemade smudge pots constantly filling the scene with atmosphere. That girl had a pitcher of beer spilled down the front of her dress by one of the waiters who became too enraptured with Mrs. Bardot and Moreau on stage. But they left the scene in, and it came off very cute. The girl was a little wet, but that was part of the improvisation of European filming. Finally, the cabaret scene went on for the better part of the week. For Moreau and Bardot, it was a tiring ordeal. One of the things that, there we go. One of the things that really got our cameraman was the fact that in Mexico, there's a difference. There's many differences. But here, you know, we say the director or the assistant director will holler, "Quiet on the set, this is a take." Then everybody settles down. In Mexico, the word is silencio. But everybody gets into the act. Everybody may be talking on the set and so forth and so on. All of a sudden, the assistant director says, "Silencio!" There's a momentary lull. And then everybody on the set takes turns saying, "Silencio, silencio!" And this goes on for about 2 minutes before they finally get it quiet. But they do. In addition to this cabaret sequence where an accidental invention of the strip takes place, there are a number of other high points in the Viva Maria film.